Hello and welcome to my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. So today we're looking at a brand new card which has been introduced within those prismatic god box. It's called Zolga the Prophet. It's a level 4 Earth attribute fairy type effect monster with 1700 attack and 1200 defense. You can only use this card's name's first and second effects once per turn each. 1. If you control an Earth fairy monster other than Zolga the Prophet, you can special summon this card from your hand, then look at up to 5 cards from the top of each deck. And 2. When a monster normal summoned by attributing this card declares an attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard, destroy that monster, and if you do, inflict 2000 points of damage to your opponent. Okay, so if anyone isn't aware of what this card is, there was an old version of this card. I think it's called just pure Zolga anyway. It's just... Okay, so just as a refresh, this is what the original Zolga looks like. Same stat line, same kind of look and appearance to it, but this has the reverse effect. When it's tribute summoned by attributing this card, the owner of this card gains 2000 life points. So it's an exact reverse of it. The first part of this effect, being able to look at both yours and your opponent's deck, provides you with knowledge of what you're going to draw. And essentially, if you don't have the types of draws that you want, if you've got something that you can set that can shuffle your deck, that's always an easy out to that. And also it provides you with 5 cards worth of your opponent's deck. If they're running a 40 card deck, they've drawn 5 cards already. You are then able to see a 7th of what's remaining in their deck automatically. That level of knowledge can tell you what kind of strategy they're working towards, and depending on how good the player is, they can kind of judge what's coming next and prepare for it. Any knowledge you have of your opponent's deck, whether that be the hand or the next coming cards, is always a good idea. You just need to look at a card called number 5. It's I can't remember. It's one of the number monsters. It was used by Vector in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zeal. It near the end of the series, and it's massively powerful. It helps to stack your opponent's deck, and if you can get that where they're top decking things that are useless, which is why things like Phoenix Wing Blast work as effectively as they do. Anyway, getting back to the card, the secondary part of the effect, when a monster is, you're able to then banish this card to do the 2000 points of burn damage. This works as the reverse. I think it's supposed to be a little bit to do with the Battle City tournament, in which case Ishizu was facing against Seto Kaiba. Seto was originally trying to just steal Ishizu's monsters. It was I think it was Kaldo and Agido. Those were the 3 monsters that were being used as tributes summoned when Seto Kaiba used, I think it was Soul Exchange, to tribute the 3 of them to bring out the Egyptian god Obelisk the Tormentor. In which case, I think Ishizu played a trap card which was set within Zolga, and that was then transferred onto Obelisk, in which case when it attacked, it would self-destruct and defeat Seto. For plot armor purposes, they didn't do that. He summoned Obelisk, and then he had some sort of second thought, thinking, I can't be summoning Obelisk, I can't be using Obelisk. And then he ended up tributing Obelisk to summon Blue Eyes White Dragon, which offset the bomb and prevented it from working. And then he won the duel that way. Ishizu didn't see that working. So I think it's following that basic storyline, because this does require the monster to be destroyed and then to inflict the 2000 points of damage. But what I love most about this card is the part of the effect that lets you destroy the monster. Can be when any monster is normal summoned, so it could be your opponent's or it could be yours. You could just destroy your own monster if it means that your opponent has less than 2000 life points, and this would end the game for you. It would be a very good type of card to just use. There is another type of card that I can remember that has a similar kind of feel to it, like Zolga and the old and the new Zolga, and I'll just introduce those 2 cards to you as well now. So this is Elephant Statue of Disaster. It's an Earth attribute, rock type, level 3 with 1500 attack and 0 defense. Its effect is when this card is sent from your hand to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can inflict 2000 points of burn damage. This is very similar because, rather than focus on this card being tributed, if it's just discarded by your opponent, that's how you get the effect damage off of. And then you've got this card, Elephant Statue of Blessing. It's an Earth attribute, rock type, level 3, with 1500 attack and 0 defense. Its effect, when this card is sent from your hand to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you gain 2000 life points. So these cards, the Zolga cards and the Elephant Statue cards, mirror each other, though the Zolga cards focus on tribute summoning, these focus on being discarded by your opponent. They're quite decent because of the amount of damage or life point gain that they provide. 2000 isn't anything to sneeze at. It is a little bit inconsistent, but I think I understand where Konami is going with the direction of the new Zolga card.